So this past weekend was Batman Day. Not this past weekend. This weekend here was Batman Day. The 19th, celebration of everything, the big bad black bat, if you will. And I have a personal family Batman Day story. So it is story time. So not too long, I want to say maybe about probably the year maybe 2015, maybe 2014, I want to say. And it wasn't too long after we had moved here to Norfolk, Virginia, where my family and I live now. And I decided, I think I just dragged my family to a Batman Day event at a local bookstore, Barnes & Noble. And we, participated in the activities. We had some bat cookies and drank a little juice and, took advantage of the sales. And there was a giveaway drawing. My wife actually won that drawing. The kids had story time. And one of the things that was going on during the Batman Day event at the Barnes & Noble was a trivia game. Now, the trivia game was for kids only. And me, myself, and our oldest daughter, Kyra, were there. And we were there cheering Donovan on. Donovan participated in the trivia. And because of who I am, the blurred that I am, and leaving the impression on him that I have for his whole life, partook upon him a lot of Batman knowledge. He pretty much laid all this knowledge on all these kids at this Batman Day event. When I tell y'all that Donovan washed these kids at the Batman Day event at Barnes & Noble those years ago, it was funny at first, but then the other parents start looking at us like, doesn't he just know everything? And it got a little uncomfortable at some point. So we just took our W home and left. It was hilarious. You had to be there. But yeah, there's this little story about how Donovan washed a bunch of kids in Batman trivia on Batman Day. And it was a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek, episode 48. What's going on? What is the deal? How y'all doing? This is Do You Speak Geek, the place to hear all of the latest and greatest news in the geek culture. I am your host, Nix, and this is episode 48. If you've joined us for the first time, welcome to the ride. If you're an avid listener, welcome back. The show, Do You Speak Geek, can be found at Spreaker.com. That is the home team where you can hear all of the episodes of Do You Speak Geek. You can follow us on all our social medias, Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at _DoYouSpeakGeek, and Instagram at DoYouSpeakGeek. DoYouSpeakGeek.com, the central hub for everything DYSG. Photos of me and the kid. You can also partake a part in some blogs coming soon. Also, you can just follow us along there and see what we're doing lately. And the YouTube channel. Don't forget the YouTube channel. It's the only place where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Please be sure to subscribe, like, Hulk smash that bell for all notifications, and leave your comments. We want to know what you guys think. Let's jump into the show. Big news this week. Y'all already know. Let's speak geek.
Suit up.
I wanna be the very best.
Talk nerdy to me.
Are you ready?
All right, people, the big news this week, undoubtedly, undeniably, the PS5 Showcase. Let's start from the top and work our way down. So, Final Fantasy 16, a cinematic trailer revealed for the next FF game. Set to what looks like a medieval fantasy setting, it hallmarks the Final Fantasy series like famous summons and crystals were revealed. Final Fantasy 16 is a PS5 exclusive, but it will also be released on PC. It's stupendous the way it looks. I don't use that word often, but it looks stupendous. Please check that one out when you get a chance. Spider-Man Miles Morales, we got more gameplay. Now, with this trailer here, we were given an extended look at the game, and it's visually stunning, featuring combat with stylish combos and a potential reveal of the Tinkerer as a villain. Maybe not the main villain, but definitely a villain in the game. It also was an announcement that Spider-Man Miles Morales will not only be on PS5, but it will come to PS4 for the holiday 2020 season. Now, this next game is one that I got extremely excited about. And I'm not even a big Harry Potter fan, but this game looked fire. Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. It takes us to the late 1800s, and your custom character is the star in this open world action RPG. Trailer revealed that it showed all manners of activities you'd expect at Hogwarts. The sorting hat ceremony and variety of classes, students in their robes from the 4 Hogwarts houses. The trailer also teased Hogsmeade and dangers we may face outside the halls of Hogwarts like Demonators and Dark Wizards. The game is going to be developed by Portkey Games, which is WB's Harry Potter division, Avalanche Software, which is Disney Infinite, and it's coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. No word yet if it's coming to Switch. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War campaign. Now, this was showing the game's first mission, Nowhere Left to Run. It's set in Turkey, and it takes players on control with Alex Mason, working alongside returning hero Frank Woods and a new ally, Russell Adler. It's a variety of mixed action and stealth, showing off the game's next-gen looks. We also saw some slow motion speakers with snipe shots. A lot of gunplay in this one. And a finishing move that involves sticking a grenade in a man's pocket and pushing him away. Ill car chase. You saw remote control with a detonation of a airplane. That was an amazing trailer. Can't wait to see what that looks like. We also learned that the PS4 got an exclusive Black Ops Alpha test for the Cold War's multiplayer campaign over the past weekend. So if you took advantage of that, it was amazing. Leave a comment. Tell us what you thought about it. Resident Evil Village. Now, when I saw the old lady in this trailer, I admit it freaked me out. I'm like, okay, what is going on here? Creepy old lady, dark fairy tale aesthetics, chilling environments, monsters, zombies, and a folk tale of a little girl in the forest. This is going to be a creepy, scary, freaky game, and I can't wait to play it. Devil May Cry 5 DMC. This is one of my favorite franchises in the PlayStation. Special Edition, which you already know for the past 3 versions of Special Edition, all that means is that they're going to now give you the opportunity to play as Virgil. But according to Capcom, this game will give the players a choice to turn on ray tracing and prioritize resolution, targeting 4K at 30 flops, or frame rate targeting 1080p at 60 flops. For players who prefer to allocate their horsepower to frame rates over graphics, PS5 also gives console players the ability to play their games at higher frame rates, up to 120 flops, with the compatible display, of course, which is enabled in DMC Special Edition when players turn on the high frame rate mode. There's also going to be that and a new difficulty mode called Legendary Dark Knight. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now, this is a spooky cinematic trailer. It revealed the first next-gen Five Nights at Freddy's. While the details are a little sparse, this is the best any Five Nights at Freddy's has ever looked. And we've seen all kinds of scares can be cooked up. The jump scares are going to be all over the place in this one. Takes place at a new location called Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex, and it will bring new places to explore and new threats to avoid. Security Breach will be available on PS5. Demon Souls extended gameplay trailer. This one looked good. There was a lot of good looking stuff. I was most impressed by Harry Potter and Spider-Man, but this one, Demon Souls looked amazing. We saw some extended gameplay during the demo. Showed off the graphic grunt of the Blueport Games remake. Looks smooth, highly detailed, and a truly impressive update to the PS3 game that feels a bit creaky these days. It's a remake that's going to be a launch title for PS5, so when it does come out this holiday, please grab that one. Now, other big news, the PlayStation Plus collection. Now, it's a PS5 upgrade to the Sony's PlayStation Plus subscription service, and it's bringing with it several big games at no additional cost. Here are the games: God of War, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy XIV, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat X, Uncharted 4, Ratchet & Clank, Days Gone, Until Dawn, Battlefield 1, Batman Arkham Knight, The Last of Us, Persona 5, Detroit Become Human, The Last Guardian, and Resident Evil 7. Decent list. Worth it. I say go ahead and get that thing and install that as soon as you get your PS5. It's worth a play. Now, the God of War sequel was teased as well. Ragnarok. It was teased so briefly. It was maybe at best 15 seconds. But it ended with a 2021 trailer, and it'll be coming soon. Hopefully the boost in sales here at the PS5 will really push that forward to become an amazing game. The 2008 version was amazing, and I think this sequel is going to be even better. And finally, PS5 and the PS5 Digital Edition prices and release dates were announced with a little controversy. Now, Sony announced that the PS5 will cost at $499 USD for the regular edition, the full edition, and $399 for the digital edition. Now, this was announced that it will arrive on November 12th for the US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea, and on November 19th everywhere else. Although Sony isn't introducing a lower spec model this generation, the PlayStation boss Jim Ryan revealed in an interview with a Japanese media outlet called Impress that the PS5 Digital is a cheaper system with the same specs as a standard PS5, except without a media drive. So, just in case that went over your head, these two systems, as far as the specs, as far as the power, as far as the memory, everything is identical except the backwards compatibility for the PS4 disc drive. That's it. So, if you don't plan on getting rid of your PS4, save yourself $100 and get the digital edition. But if you do plan on trading in that system to give yourself a little bit of cushion, but you still want to play your back catalog, go ahead and get the full edition. Now, pre-orders went on sale the very next day, and you guessed it, sold out within minutes. Now, following the frustrating pre-order process from such retailers like Best Buy, Target, Amazon, and GameStop, Sony took to Twitter and has apologized and promised that there will be more available for pre-order in the next few days. Quote, "Let's be honest, PS5 pre-orders could have been a lot smoother. We truly apologize for that. Over the next few days, we will release more PS5 consoles for pre-order. Retailers will share more details, and more PS5s will be available through the end of the year." All in all, people, the PS5 conference was nothing less than stellar. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was everything that we hoped and thought it was going to be, and a little bit more. But of course, I'm just a guy who is caping for Sony, because I am a PS5, PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1 guy. Sony all day. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with Source Wall. Stay tuned for more DYSG. Let's get into my favorite portion of the show, Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the Source Wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's jump right into it. The pull list this week, Iron Man #1. Tony Stark is looking to restart his engine. He decides he's going back to basics, putting away his high-tech toys and high-profile image so he can get his hands dirty again. It's time to dig into the real guts of real machines, put on some old-fashioned metal and fly. But can he really lay that Stark-sized ego down? Life isn't that simple. Something that old friends and frustrating foes are quick to point out. If you strip down a billionaire to his bolts, does he run solid or just overheat? Tony's going to find out once a threat to the entire universe rears its head from the past. As he suits up again, Tony remains sure of one thing. He's still Iron Man down to his flesh and blood core. This was a good one, I will admit. I like this one a lot, but I like this one just a little better. Source Wall pick of the week, Stillwater #1. Nobody dies. In the town of Stillwater, that's not just a promise, it's a threat. Join superstar Chip Zdarsky and Eisner Award-winning artist Ramon K. Perez as they drive into a world of horror and intrigue in this new ongoing Skybound series. This one was fire. Read it, trust me. Batman 99. The Joker War Part 5. Things have changed as Batman realizes he can't fight this war alone. He's going to need help. Before he faces down the Joker, he must call up his trusty partner Dick Grayson. But can Dick reclaim his lost memories in time to join the battle? What does that cover tell you? And finally, Thor #7. Something is wrong with Mjolnir. And this is a poor time for the All-Father of Asgard to lose his primary weapon. The Golden City is in chaos after Galactus' ill-timed visit, and there are new threats on the horizon. Thor needs his hammer now more than ever, and yet the Uru grows heavier with every passing day. What will it take for the God of Thunder to hang on to one of the most powerful weapons in the multiverse? I kind of liked how this one ended. If you read this one, maybe you thought different. I don't know, but I like how this one ended. Check this one out when you get the opportunity to. So, we got a little bit of Source Wall news this week as well. It's kind of all DC related, all from the mouth of the great Jim Lee. DC's 5G is dead. Now, in case you guys were kind of wondering what 5G was, 5G was this big story that was supposed to be called Generation 5. It was a collection or an organization of DC's entire 80-year publishing history into 4 distinct generations, beginning with Wonder Woman's public debut, which would have been Generation 1, spanning into the present of Generation 4. 5G was reportedly the start of Generation 5, with traditional heroes like Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne aging out of their roles, and their younger generation sons and other heroes rising up to their place. However, Jim Lee has confirmed that this is dead. It is not happening. Quote, "There won't be a project called 5G or a big reboot or whatever. We really want to focus on individual titles and organically build up individual characters over the course of the next year." So, that's not happening now. However, I wouldn't mind seeing it anyway. Maybe not as a full reboot, but something on the Black Label that's like a one-shot. You know, something that can be done in a one-shot, maybe a small mini-series. That way it won't be canon. But, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing it. What do you guys think? And also, DC Universe will now become DC Universe Infinite. This is pretty much the fate of the DC Universe service, with pretty much everything from Titans, Young Justice, Doom Patrol, Stargirl, and Harley Quinn all being moved to HBO Max. That just means that the service now has pretty much become useless for anyone, including yours truly. However, DC announced that DC Universe will be relaunching next year as DC Universe Infinite, which is a premium digital comic book subscription service. This is pretty much an answer to Marvel Now, I think. The pivot is expected to have its launch on January 21st, 2021, before expanding globally in the summer of 2021. It will see the platform focusing more on the comic book experience with a slew of new features and early access to buzzworthy titles. If the DC Universe fans want to follow the film and television content HBO Max, a special offer is available, allowing eligible subscribers to upgrade their service to include HBO Max for an additional $4.99 per month. That deal will only be available through October 30th this year. The service itself will be available on iOS and Android, and it will retail for $7.99 or $749.99 a year, which averages out to about $625 a month. So, there you have that. It's good that they were able to salvage the service into something great and not just completely scrap it. That's the one thing that I was kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say I was fearing it, but it would have been like, man, DC Universe could have been something so great, and now it's just dead after a few years. But I think they have something here, and if you're a big fan of DC Comics, as far as reading, getting that back catalog, I think this is worth it. Especially if you already have HBO Max. I mean, an extra $5 a month, why not? Let's get into Watch This.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
All right, people, watch this news. The Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. It was dope, right? Yeah. Disney has released a trailer for The Mandalorian Season 2 with glimpses of what we'll see continuing the adventures of Mando and the Child, or Baby Yoda if you're being informal. The main revelation is that Mando is seemingly instructing the return of Baby Yoda to its own kind, and that includes tracking down a race of enemy sorcerers called Jedi. Aside from that, we are seeing the return of Greef Karga, Cara Dune, and we get a glimpse at a character seemingly played by WWE's Sasha Banks, and it is rumored that she will be none other than Sabine Wren of Star Wars Rebels. That comes alongside the looks at urban and icy planets. We also see a possible return to Tatooine in an alien wrestling match. There are also action scenes on land, air, and speedster bikes, including a look at more X-Wings as well too. So I think this season is going to be just as good, if not better, than the first. Can't wait for this to come out. It is going to be fire. Marvel has been a little busy this past week with some castings. Let's jump to the first one. Johnathan Majors of Lovecraft Country fame has been elected or cast to be a big bad in the third Ant-Man film. And he'll be playing none other than Kang the Conqueror. Now, if Majors is indeed playing Kang, which seems safe to assume given the initial reports from Deadline, this could be a huge development for the future of the MCU franchise. Kang is an incredibly important villain in the comics, and with Thanos making his exit at the end of Avengers Endgame, this could be the new antagonist that Marvel is going forward with. Kang's introduction into the MCU at this point makes so much sense given the possibilities opened up in Endgame. Kang is a villain that travels through time, so the new developments in the MCU have given him a purpose to fulfill. I am so hyped. First of all, as a fan of Lovecraft Country, I have become a fan of Jonathan Majors. And as a fan of his, I am super proud of this guy. Sir, congratulations. You are going to do us proud. I already know it. They've already vilified black people for long enough anyway. We might as well play the bad guys on screen, right? Give us the big bads. Alright, and the other casting we got, we have a Hulk. A She-Hulk. Orphan Black star Tatiana Maslany has reportedly landed a title role in Marvel's She-Hulk, the upcoming Disney Plus streaming service series. Now, according to Variety, the Emmy-winning Maslany, I'm going to get her name right because she'll be a household name eventually, has been cast to play Jennifer Walters, the attorney who in Marvel Comics transforms into She-Hulk. It should be noted that this was not an official announcement from either Marvel or Disney, who have both declined to comment for the trades. But, I mean, the news is kind of everywhere at this point, so they should just go ahead and make a formal announcement and get it on over with. It wasn't my first pick, but I don't know. I like her in Orphan Black, and we will see how well she does being the other big green. Hulu has released a trailer for an Animaniacs reboot. Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are back. In honor of the 27th anniversary of the Animaniacs, Hulu released a teaser for the upcoming reboot, giving fans a behind-the-scenes look as to what's to become for the beloved Warner Brothers series. In the preview trailer, original cast members Rob Paulsen, Tress MacNeille, and Jess Harnell are seen in the booth recording and reciting their lines. New episodes of the reboot will be available to stream on Hulu on November 20th. Now, I'm an 80s baby, but I'm also a 90s kid, right there along with the, let's see, I would say with Doug and Rugrats and also Tiny Toons. Animaniacs was my jam. Yakko and Wacko and Dot, good to see you guys back. We're going to take another pause for the calls. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with more Do You Speak Geek. All right, people, let's jump into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Jackpot.
That man is playing Galaga.
Okay, Thumb Life news is pretty much centered all around the company Nintendo. First and foremost, they had their Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. A lot of things were announced, namely a lot of Monster Hunter news. Monster Hunter Rise was announced, and it will be released on the Switch on March 26th of next year. It features a grappling hook system, wire bugs that lets you swing around like Spider-Man, and such monsters as Akansonum, Pteranodon, Great Uzuchi, and Megalomano were shown. Furthermore, it will feature a large, seamless map that you can explore with a new dog-like companion mount called Palamut. Capcom has also confirmed there will be a compatibility of some kind with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Also, Wings of Ruin will arrive on Nintendo Switch in the summer of 2021. As the descendant of a legendary monster rider known as Red, your story will start with the investigation of a mass disappearance from Rathalos from their natural habitats. Capcom has confirmed that there will be compatibility with Monster Hunter Rise. Fitness Boxing 2, Rhythm and Exercise. The sequel to Fitness Boxing will have players punching their ways to Joy-Con controllers on December 4th, 2020. Holiday pick. Picking up 9 instructors, confirm your outfits, play with a friend, and much more. Empire of Sin, a new game that allows players to enter the criminal underworld of Prohibition-era Chicago in the 1920s. It arrives on the Switch of this holiday, December 1st. Dissidia 6. Play as the boastful Zed in this new Dissidia adventure that will arrive exclusively on Nintendo Switch in 2021. Furthermore, the Sigia 5 Complete will be available to try in a special game trial event for Nintendo Switch Online members from September 23rd to the 29th. So hop on that when you get a chance. And the other piece of news for Nintendo pulls the Switch on 3DS. see what I did there? I said they pulled this. Anyway, Nintendo has officially stopped producing its Nintendo 3DS gaming systems. This will include the 3DS, 3DS XL, new 3DS, new 3DS XL, 2DS, and new 2DS XL. Man, that made a lot of systems. They're just getting away from that. All the third-party games for Nintendo and the first party will be available on the Nintendo eShop or on Nintendo.com at retail. They are going to be now focusing completely on the Switch console and also with the release of a new Switch next year. Let's speak technical for a moment.
Technically speaking,
Your technological advancements.
1.21 gigawatts!
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Now, technically speaking, Apple had an event this past week. It is the Apple Time Flies event. Now, we mentioned this on last episode, but here is what was revealed during the big show. First and foremost, there was the Apple Watch Series 6. Now, this is a bad watch. Apple started off the event with the premiere of the Series 6. As expected, the Series 6 builds on the Apple Watch's strengths as a health-focused device. New to this year's model is blood oxygen monitoring. Apple says the Series 6 can measure the oxygen saturation of your blood in about 15 seconds. It will also check on it periodically as you sleep. This is an amazing feature, I would say, especially given the current climate we're in right now with this virus. I think this is definitely an amazing feature. Other hardware upgrades include a new S6 chip that Apple says is more power efficient and charges 20% faster. The Series 6's always on display is 2.5 times brighter than the one it was its predecessors, and there's now support for 5G Wi-Fi networks. You'll be able to buy the wearable in a variety of new case colors, including blue platinum and product red. So that's a big help there, and definitely buy that product red if you can. That goes to AIDS research and ending that virus. Alongside the Apple Watch series, they also unveiled a new, more affordable version, which is the Apple Watch SE. It includes many of the same features you'll find in its expensive sibling, including heart rate and fitness tracking, as well as the fall detection. The SE features last year's S5 chip, and it will come with a display the same size as the Series 6. The only thing you won't find is the company's ECG feature, which Apple debuted in the Series 4 2 years ago. It also won't include the new blood oxygen level, but at $279, not bad. The iPad and iPad Air. Now, the iPad Air got a major makeover. To start, the tablet now features a iPad Pro-like design with no longer having that button there on the front of it. Includes blue and green hues. Sorry. It also includes a new 10.9-inch liquid retina IPS display with 2360 by 1640 resolution that includes Apple's True Tone technology. Internally, the device features Apple's new A14 chipset. To unlock the device, Apple now has added a new fingerprint sensor that's built on top of the power button. Another welcome change is the updated iPad Air supports the company's second generation iPad Pencil and recently released Magic Keyboard. It also makes the switch now to USB-C, right? No more Lightning, it's USB-C now. For photos, there's a single 12 megapixel camera. Apple has also redone the tablet speakers to provide stereo sound when you're orient in horizon. Yo, this thing's pretty dope. They also plan to release the iPad sometime in October. Price tag is somewhere around $599 with the LTE model around $729. You can include the 256 gigabyte for internal storage for additional $150. The entry-level iPad has a new processor, not much else, but it does have the company's A12 Bionic chip, and it's gonna start out at around $329. New features: they have Fitness Plus, about to have another subscription service. This time it's a workout service called Fitness Plus. Initially, it will include 10 different exercises, including yoga, cycling, strength, and core workouts that you'll be able to follow along on your iPhone, iPad, or Apple TV with your Apple Watch tracking your progress. So it's kind of all working together. As you make your way through a session, you'll see metrics like your heart rate, calories burned, and pace on the corner of the interface. Of course, you'll also see the progress you're making toward closing your activity rings. Apple promises personalized classes recommendations, and it will also include instructional videos for beginners. It'll cost around $10 a month or $80 annually, but it will be also available in the subscription bundle called Apple One. What is Apple One, you say? I'm glad you asked. It will now allow you to bundle several services together at a monthly fee. It starts with an individual plan that includes bringing together Apple Arcade, Apple Music, Apple TV, and 50 gigabytes of iCloud storage for about $14.95 per month. Now that's pretty awesome. Families up to 6 can access those same services and 200 gigabytes of iCloud storage for $19.95 a month. There's also a premier tier that will set you back about $29.95 every month, but that also comes with access to Apple News Plus, Fitness Plus, and 2 terabytes of iCloud storage. Yo, Apple One is next to the Apple Watch. This was the best piece of news in my personal opinion. If you have Apple devices, hop on this. It's a good deal. But while y'all are hopping on that, I'm gonna hop off this mic and get up out of here. Thank you all for listening. Please follow us on Spreaker, subscribe, like the content, share the content with your friends. YouSpeakGeek.com. Visit the website. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. As always, people, live to play to win, win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?